Hi, I'm Tina Burback, and today we're going to show you how to plant up a herb container garden. So when you're planting a herb container garden or any container garden, first it's about choosing your planter. We tend to plant things in trios when we're doing a little container garden together of herbs, and so I would want to see a pot about 12 inches in diameter or wider in order to have enough room for all three herbs. If you're doing quite a few herbs, the larger the pot. It's best if your planter has drainage. If not, you can place some packing pellet or styrofoam in the bottom of it, even a little bit of gravel for a bit of drainage in the bottom quarter of the planter. And then on top, we want to see you fill it with a really nice container mix. We love sea soil. Even Pro Mix is great for container gardening for herbs. For more information on soils, you can refer to Erin's video on soils on our YouTube channel. So we use sea soil or Pro Mix. I love it. It's a nice fluffy mix for herbs. The sea soil is fantastic for retaining moisture if you're someone that heads away on weekends and has lots of nutrients in it. So once we've got our container filled with our soil, it's about choosing our herbs. So I think it's fun to play on themes. Some themes might include a Italian theme. So you've got your wonderful thymes, oreganos, and there's lots of oreganos to choose from variegated to hot and spicy or Greek or Italian. Gotta have basil, of course. This is Genovese basil. Beautiful large leaves and amazing licorice fragrance. And then there's parsley, beautiful parsley, and you can use curled or the Italian flat leaf. Those go together wonderfully in a combo. Fantastic for sauces, of course, and any Italian dish. There's also one of my favorite combinations is any combination of mints or lavenders, lemon balm, lemon verbena. They're fantastic for beverages, for desserts, and for mints, teas, of course. But go beyond the basic mints. There are so many to choose from nowadays. Mojito mint is one of our most popular for making mojitos or any summer cocktail or mocktail. Love it in tea as well. Mojito smells fabulous. Peppermint, traditional peppermint, is wonderful for teas, as is the spearmint. Just smells like spearmint gum. And then we've got chocolate mint, which is divine. Just absolutely love it. Lemon balm is also, again, one of my favorites for these combos. It's got an amazing strong lemon fragrance and it's very hardy. Grows into a nice beautiful bush and it will flower as well. Lemon balm and mint are both also reputed to keep mosquitoes at bay. So a wonderful mixed planter of those on your patio is great. And then lavender throws in a little bit of beautiful color. And lavender is used a lot in baked goods. The pretty little flowers look really nice when baking cookies, and it just smells heavenly. That's a great combination. Go for something really unique if you like. Try cilantro, Thai basil, and curry, a wonderful combination of scents and flavors. What I love about creating and planting herbs in combos is things like basil or cilantro that tend to not like excess water. So if you're a little heavy-handed on the watering, by mixing them with other stronger plants like the curry, the parsley, the thyme and oregano, those guys that are a lot stronger and vigorous growing will pull any excess moisture away from the fussy cilantro or basil. So it's a great way to mix things together. And all herbs grow together. There's none that don't get along in pots. So you can mix and match as much as you want. So I'm gonna plant today one of my favorite combos, and that's like what I would call my barbecue marinade combo. Gotta have rosemary for sure around the barbecue. There's many different varieties. One of the ones I love the most is called barbecue because it has beautiful, strong stems. And what I love to do once I get a nice big plant is cut those stems and actually use the rosemary strong stems as skewers for kebabs. Adds so much flavor. But the rosemary is amazing. I love having some sage on hand, and I love having oregano and thyme. One of my favorite thymes of all time is this lemon variegated lemon thyme. So not only does it smell of lemon, but it's got this beautiful golden variegation that looks so pretty with all the other herbs. What I do with these guys is I simply chop them all up, throw them in a Ziploc bag with a bit of salt and pepper and olive oil, and then in goes my poultry or my meat or my pork, and it sits in there overnight, and then it's got amazing flavors when you throw it on the grill the next day. Remember, rosemary is also fantastic with any baked potatoes. All right, so we're going to show you how to plant now. My rosemary is going to be the tallest, and so I'm going to set it at the back of my pot. This is something that I would just set on my little doorstep. So this rosemary will be the backdrop for the whole container. So you can see with the rosemary, I'm teasing or tickling out the roots. And the reason I'm doing that is when you pull them out of the pot, most of these herbs have been there for a while. They form this perfect square, which we don't want. We want to loosen those roots up, and by doing so, we know that they're going to seek out a spot into the surrounding soil, and they'll also seek out moisture and nutrients. So there goes the rosemary. I love this purple sage. Look at that gorgeous gray purple coloration on it. And there's also a variegated sage that looks absolutely gorgeous against the rosemary and would look really nice with the thyme. We're going to loosen that up as well. This will get about a medium height, the sage, just a little bit shorter than the rosemary. Pop that in. And then at the front of my pot, I'm really going to loosen these roots up. If you have something that's really, really tight and hard to loosen by hand, just take a little serrated knife and draw lines down each side, and then I'll help you loosen things up well. So you can see how vigorous thyme is. We're going to nestle that in there. So you're just going to pack that soil around there. And then once everything's planted, I like to give everything a water with ProMix Root Booster. What I love about this transplant fertilizer is it not only lessens transplant shock for anything we're going to grow in the ground or a container, but it also has a rooting hormone. So all those fine little roots that we broke up, this is going to help promote them growing little root hairs along their edges, which is fantastic for them seeking out moisture on hot days or pulling up nutrients when we provide them with fertilizer. Great product. And then the only other maintenance you're going to need to do with your herbs is to provide them with some fertilizer. So with herbs, they're not as heavy feeders as annuals or bedding plants, but they will want a little bit of nutrients to help push new growth. So you're going to fertilize once every 2 weeks with either a 20-20-20, or what I really like is a 15-30-15. And the reason I like that is a little bit higher phosphorus for things that are going to flower for you. Some of the mints and the lemon balms flower, the lavender flowers. So for things that do flower, will help give them that extra boost for bud and bloom protection. Do remember to check daily for water on all of your herbs. And with herbs, the more you snip, the better. They want to be given haircuts and sheared, so use them as often as you want in all of your dishes, and they'll reward you by pushing new growth, new stems filled with flavor and fragrance. Hopefully that gave you some information on Herbs 101 for container gardens. Check out our YouTube channel for lots of other helpful videos.